A lack of persistence is a great obstacle to success. There are so many incredibly talented and gifted people who fail time and time again because they rely too much on their talents. They are not willing to persist until they've completely mastered what they're doing. Instead, they quit when the going gets tough. Hence, after doing lots of research, we have included 6 main reasons for failure. Number 1. Lack of self-discipline. Success requires discipline. As such, exerting self-control over yourself is a central requirement for being successful. If you lack self-discipline, you are more likely to give up too quickly when problems arise. Similarly, a lack of discipline makes you more likely to give in to short-term temptations that lead you nowhere. If you're undisciplined, you see no reason in making sacrifices today in order to prosper tomorrow. Number 2. Lack of persistence. You can be talented and intelligent. But if you don't combine these two with persistence, you'll fail eventually. A lack of persistence is a great obstacle to success. There are so many incredibly talented and gifted people who fail time and time again because they rely too much on their talents. They are not willing to persist until they've completely mastered what they're doing. Instead, they quit when the going gets tough. Number 3. Fear of failure. Being afraid of failure paralyzes us. It makes us reluctant to seize rewarding opportunities. We fear failure, which is why we don't even try. But isn't that the greatest failure of all? Isn't not trying worse than failing? Don't be afraid to fail. Be afraid of not having the courage to try. It's important to realize that the fear of failure is a major obstacle on the road to success. By overcoming it, you can take an important step in the right direction. Number 4. Refusal to learn from past mistakes. Unsuccessful people are deeply hurt by their mistakes and failures. As a result, they do everything they can to quickly forget these painful experiences. The problem with this attitude is that doing so does also bury the important lessons and insights that come with these mistakes. But what happens if we choose to ignore important lessons? We are doomed to repeat the same mistakes over and over again, until we finally get the message. Don't bury your mistakes. Analyze what you did wrong and see what you can learn from that experience. Find out why your strategy did not work out. Challenge yourself to develop better approaches that help you to avoid similar mistakes in the future. Number 5. Failure to take responsibility. The unwillingness to take responsibility is closely related to making excuses. Both have in common that we seek a fault for our situation outside of ourselves. It is a fatal thing to do, as we give away our control. If we don't assume responsibility for what happens in our lives, we are not in a position to do anything about it. In order to solve the challenges we are confronted with, we must be in a position of control. Otherwise, everything that happens to us happens by coincidence or accident, which means we cannot do anything to change that.